We're the America Devils, and we are previewing Manchester United's next match against Nottingham Forest. It's going to be a big one at the City Ground. Manchester United headed in as underdogs against third-place Forest, outpacing Chelsea, outpacing City, and United coming out of international break. It's going to be one of those windows, one of those breaks where you go in. We actually came in with a bit of form, all things considered, how bad this season has been. Hopefully, the boys come back as sharp, or at least not less sharp than the way they arrived into the break. So I'm looking forward to this game. It's going to be a really tough match. United have a tough run of fixtures in April. We got the big ones coming against Lyon, the season makers in the quarterfinals of the Europa League, but it starts on Tuesday of all days. Very odd, an even longer international break because we're starting after the weekend for our first game. But looking forward to this one. It's going to be a huge match. United, they're going to need to show up if they're trying to get anything out of this performance against Forest. I'm a little nervous. How are we feeling? How are we doing?
Yeah, this is our first big test, but at the end of the day, we did get through Real Sociedad in the Europa League. That's a big boost going to play Lyon, but we did beat Leicester City before international break, feeling good. Nottingham Forest, City, Lyon, Newcastle, Lyon. It's about to get real. April's about to get real. It is an April Fool's because United are actually going to face good teams at the top of the table, teams at the later stages of the Europa League. And I feel like us celebrating beating Sociedad over two legs in an unconvincing fashion and maybe like a 3-goal thriller against Leicester, we're going to come crashing down to reality. Nottingham Forest beaten City before national break. Obviously, they're fighting for Champions League football. So we usually show up for big games, but with this team, where we are on the table, anything could happen.
Anything could happen. The United could get stomped. United could show up, show a hell of a fight, and still lose. Least likely scenario, show up and get a win. I'd love to see that. But, Forest are playing great. They beat us the last 2 times in the EPL. Unbelievable to imagine they were 17th place, almost got relegated last year. And now that they are high flying, playing some of the best football in the Premier League. Forest have been recruited terrifically well. My hope is that some of the injuries, players start to return. We haven't heard about Mason Mount inflating his, having another issue with his longstanding issues with injuries. Same time, what's happening with Heaven? What's happening with Ahmad? There's like some hope. Luke Shaw. Does he even play anymore?
No, he's back on grass, apparently. He's touching grass.
Luke
Shaw is touching
should all
grass.
touch some grass.
Everybody, hey, Luke Shaw, letting you down since 2012. That sounds about right, sir. That predates him even coming to United. But look.
Ever since he made his debut, he's been letting you down.
Ever since he made his debut for Southampton, sir, he's been letting us United fans down. But it's going to be an interesting finish to the season. Like you said, there's some interesting boosts that we can pick up. Can we finish strong? Can we find form against good sides? We have the talent. We have the quality. It feels like the Amorim system is starting to take root here, especially with players like Dogu, Maz. And then over international break, Højlund off the mark. Mazraoui had a great assist for Morocco. So there are encouraging. Eriksen had a goal as well for Denmark against Portugal. There are encouraging signs across the squad, finding form and even going into international breaks. That can give us a bigger boost, but still going to be a tall tree to climb, sir, against Forest. But quick PSA for the podcast. You like the America Red Devils? Check out our YouTube channel, America Red Devils on YouTube. Search it up. Like, subscribe, comment to the channel. Everything you do, it's free. It helps us get found by other Muppets like yourself. And if you want to go the extra mile, check out our Patreon page. We have over 100 Patreon members. You can go to patreon.com/America Devils. Support us. You get an extra special behind-the-scenes episode every month. Tons of other benefits. Please check it out. Also, go to our store. We got hats. We have beanies. We have hoodies. We have scarves. Everything you need. The Glazers Out scarves are selling. Protests are on. And check out our website, americadevils.com. Alex has a really good blog up about the stadium. Tell us about iTunes reviews, sir.
iTunes reviews and 5-star reviews of the America Red Devils. Wherever you listen, it's a great way to support the pod. It helps us get found organically by other top Muppets like yourself. And we're still giving away free merch. All you have to do is write a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify and send a screenshot of the review to americadevils@gmail.com with your mailing address. And I'll personally pick, pack, and ship some free ARD gear sent right to your door anywhere in the world. Keep those 5-star reviews coming. They make our day every time we see them. We appreciate it. So we need some 5-star football. We haven't seen much of that. Any of that maybe this season, but this is a big match. United needs to get themselves into form because we have Lyon over 2 legs. That's what it matters. That's what it's about. It's all about Europa League or bust. Wouldn't hurt to finish in finer form in the EPL and maybe finish in the top half of the table. But it's all about France, sir. It's all about France.
No, you're right. The season does come down to Hans and Franz. It comes down to, can you get Champions League football? Can you get the cash? Can you get the money? That's what it's all about. Like our season comes down to it. It is a tall order. But if you play well against the Nottingham Forest away, you're probably going to be able to beat Lyon away. And that's kind of, we're looking for the signs of the players being more comfortable in Amram's system and then scoring goals. Because at Manchester United, you need to score goals. We leak them. We got to score if we want to be winning trophies. So it's going to be an interesting test. We're kind of measuring against a proper team. But let's get into the match. Let's break it down, sir. Nottingham Forest. That's right, sir. Nottingham Forest away at the City Ground. It's going to be a hell of a match.
Can't wait. A huge match for United. United, like we said, Forest has won the last two times we played in the league. They're firing. They're in third place in the league. Like I said, in front of Chelsea, in front of City, in front of Newcastle. They've had a little bit of poor form in the last couple of matches with 2 losses, but they're super dangerous. Their attack is potent. Chris Wood is scoring left, right, and center. He's like right behind Haaland and Salah in the Golden Boot race. And our boy Elanga is tearing it up on the wing. Good to see that. Let's get into this match, sir. When is it? Playing the City Ground, like you said, it's Tuesday, April 1st. Noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. April Fools. Hopefully.
April Fools guy.
Big April Fools guy. What is this? April Fools? I hope we're like, what is this, April Fools? Is United playing good? Yeah, that's kind of the surprise I'm hoping for come the new month. But
is April Fools a thing in the UK? Not sure.
I don't know. Probably not. We'll find out. Where are we playing?
We're playing at the City Ground. By the water, sir. Looks pretty, they could use a new one, you know?
Well, it's old. Tell us about it. It's on the banks of the River Trent. It's been home to Nottingham Forest since 1898. Predates Old Trafford. Capacity of a little over 30,000. Proper Old English-looking stadium. I love a stadium on the river. I love Fulham.
I love a stadium with a shingled roof. You know,
you don't see that every day.
They're letting me know. Give me the weather, sir. How are we doing?
It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be like 10 degrees Celsius, clear. 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Should be nice weather for football. The boys coming back from either international break or, you know, a bunch of the lads are in Mideast or South Spain enjoying themselves. Where are we eating? Alex's Scran Watch. You want to go to Bistro Live, Nottingham Forest. Or Bistro Live, Nottingham. Get a little bit of local color, sir. Hot spot in town. Evening game. Looks a scene. Looks a proper English spot. Let's check out 4th and 4th. It's the 4th best restaurant ranked in town.
If you're looking to have a birthday party,
there you go.
You're gonna have it here.
Yeah, you go. Looks a blast. I thought you'd like this.
Any restaurant that has
where's the food? Where's the food
on
the
food?
food?
New Year's celebration.
Yeah, looks a blast. I want to be there right now. Table 7.
Like, can we get a photo?
You're
of
the
food?
interior. You gotta go back to the album.
Can we
Food. There's food. Let's see it.
This looks like a banana split.
There you go. A lot of writing in chocolate. It's England, bro. Look like gravy. That's a dark gravy like petrol.
You got some roasted vegetables
Sunday
and
roast.
Potatoes with a meat pie. This is right up your alley. This is kind of what you have for breakfast when you're trying to go get them. Nottingham Forest FC. So a little history on the club. Founded in 1865. Nottingham Forest, like we said. Played their home games at the City Ground since 1898. Clubs won 2 European Cups. They are a big deal. They are one of 6 English Cups to have claimed the trophy in the European competition, which is pretty amazing. That's why they got the 2 stars above the forest tree and their emblem. It's a classic logo. But they've fallen kind of down by the wayside after their successful period in the late 70s, early 80s. And now they're back. Kind of Nuno Espírito Santo taken to the top of the land. They finished last season 17th. They're currently sitting in 3rd, 6 points. Sir, they're way higher than United.
And they're playing way better football than United. We've gotten away with some ones even before the last kind of 2 appearances with them in the league where we did lose. Like, they've always been tricky side. Even 17th place, they gave us a run in. They've got some great nicknames, the Garibaldis, the Tricky Trees, especially. That is a hell of a nickname. And their main rivalry, Derby County, sir. They contest the East Midlands Derby. You love these derbies, especially in the Midlands. Sounds like something out of Game of Thrones.
You got to watch out for those tricky trees.
Absolutely. They can stop. You kidding me? Chris Wood, he's scoring goals. We could use him in the league.
Yes, the pun, Chris Wood and the tricky
true. It
tree,
works
sir. That's very interesting. Give me the analysis on Nuno Espírito Santo. Wolves guy, Tottenham reject, now doing well at Nottingham Forest.
Another Portuguese. So he's 51-year-old Portuguese coach. Obviously, like you mentioned, 4 years at Wolves, 4 months at Spurs before he got quickly sacked. But he joined last December after Steve Cooper was fired, and he kept them up and he played some good football. And now they're flying. He plays the 4-2-3-1 tactical approach, usually characterized by a compact defensive shape, quick transitions, and counterattacking football. I think we've all seen that whenever we've played against Forest. That sounds right up the alley. So big focus on the stability and disciplined defensive structure. So we know what to expect. They're going to be super compact, and they're going to be really, really direct when they get the ball. United needs to be not sloppy on the ball. We need to be try to hold possession and try to manage possession well, and they're going to press the shit out of us. What makes me nervous is playing out the back is going to be basically impossible. So it's going to be Hoofball FC from minute one.
It'll be interesting to see how we set up because we saw them play City, and they let City have the ball and killed them on the counter.
Killed them.
United, we like to get the ball. I think we should be almost sitting back against Nottingham Forest. A little reverse psychology, but we have to get back to Stephen Cooper, one of the all-time great characters in English football. The guy,
bug eyes.
He's got a set of chompers on him. But Steve Cooper, no one, because last season, when they were down in 17th place, no one is a better excuse factory. You're pretty good at excuse factory.
Thank you.
The excuses that you made for Ten Hag were just absolutely incredible, all the way to the end, sir.
I do good work. I'm a natural born bullshitter.
all the way to the end. All the reasons why
I gave up on him
he
for a while.
Play good football. And then Steve
always
Cooper,
got to drag me on Ten Hag. Kill you.
Steve Cooper would just every time they just have a shit result, he's we're really finding some form on the right side of the pitch. We're doing really good.
The ref.
I would like to say that it was we might have lost, but it was a win in other areas. Just the way
we lost on the pitch, but we won in the dressing room.
Certain characters in English football, they're able to they're just eating crow and they're just kind of giving the excuses. Maybe you have a future as an English Premier League manager, sir. Maybe.
I don't know. I'm not so sure about that. So they tend to former players, and I lack athleticism. Let's get into their summer signing, sir.
You're pretty good in North Jersey football. You're a North Jersey offensive lineman. You're an all-time great.
Anytime you smash your head against the wall, I'm pretty good at that. Signings, they spent some money, but they also made some money. So the net spend was actually pretty tight. But Milenkovic is the one that screams out to me. He looks an absolute unit. Looks a Vidic kind of heir apparent, and they bought him for 12 fucking million euros. He is a player. He's a great center back. Morado is a very good center back as well. They have good defenders, really good fullbacks. They've recruited exceptionally well. They're a dangerous team.
Yeah, and a lot of focus on the Portuguese league, Benfica, Porto, and then Jota Silva is actually another great signing. So really good recruitment, plus a new manager with EPL experience, turning it around up to European football. Incredible. The recent form, Nottingham Forest. They beat Wolves 3-0.
That was January.
January.
They did a bit of a little skid, and then they're picking up form right before United.
So Newcastle pipped them 4-3. They drew Arsenal. FA Cup 5th round. They did beat Ipswich, but took pens to do it. They beat City 1-0. That was a great goal.
Dollar, we made great money on that. Remember that? That was
Nottingham Forest.
Paid for the whole trip.
Nottingham Forest 4-2. They did beat Ipswich. They got Brighton in the FA Cup quarters.
Which is good for us.
Reason why we're playing on Tuesday. And then they got us. And then Villa. So you have to think about it is a tough run of games, and they have a short rest. Plus, they're going to be thinking about Villa because they're competing for the top 4 as well. So I feel like this could be a way for us to kind of get at them, especially considering the short rest.
This is a great opportunity for us to kind of turn the tide early in this run of really tough games. Because these players, they have ability. They're better than 15th place. It's just they got to have some belief. And I think a good performance, even not a win, if we can kind of stick it to them, scrappy draw, I think that gives you confidence going in to the City match. And then, of course, Lyon the following week. So there's big matches coming thick and fast. I think United has to will themselves into some proper form and just like, we can hang with this team because you get smacked around by Forest like the first game of this run. That fucks with morale in a significant way.
The excuse factory is going to be going.
So they don't have the excuse factory.
No,
the excuse factory is running out of. I got hopium. I'm in the hopium mines.
Yeah, the hopium mines.
Hey.
You took the funds from the hopium mines, and now you reopen the excuse factory because you're going to be like, well,
I got diversified businesses. I got hopium mines. I got excuse factory.
Chris Wood, player to watch, 18 goals, 3 assists.
18 goals.
Could use a player who could score 18 goals.
Certainly good. 33-year-old Kiwi. Like I said, he's third in the Golden Boot race as well. I mean, when's the last time we had a player score that many goals in the league? What a player. But it's just like a system that's playing well. He's a unit, but the team is just like, they are greater than the sum of their parts. And Nuno's got them flying at the moment. So they're going to be a really tough match, but also a really good test for United because it's like, you got to be able to hang. If you could hang with Forest, we could hang with Lyon because that's probably pretty close. Lyon, they're very dangerous in the attack. Forest are also very dangerous in the attack. So this is going to be a big match for United.
Yeah, and so looking at the 4-2-3-1, you got Chris Wood, Adoy, Gibbs, White, Elanga. They have options. That front four is what is going to cause United a lot of problems. We've seen better teams not convert. Onana is shaky. The back line is injured. This is why I do not think you can get a win against Forest. If you look at that front four, they're all firing. They're scoring lots of goals, sir. And they're very good defending. The hustle we saw against the City game, we were watching that one, was unbelievable. How compact they are. How the fact that they're able to hit you and then get back into shape too is unbelievable.
Aina's a really good right back. Milankovic, we've focused on like their whole back four is super solid. That game, like you said, when we were in London and getting a little juice on the game, that back four kept them in the match, and they were all revving each other up. So they're going to be really, really tough to break down and dangerous in the counters. So it's a great test, but we need to step up and we need to show up from minute one.
We have that quality, but Simon Hooper is going to be the referee. Don't really rate him that much.
No, he's not great. He's got a howler in him, left, right, center.
One of the famous bald referees in the league. As far as United goes, last time we were out in the league, we had Onana in net. Heaven, Lindelof, DeLitt. Obviously, Heaven went out with the injury, but there is good news that he's out of the boot and could be back in training shortly, maybe a week or two. Delo was left wing back. Ugarte, Bruno, Mazraoui, right wing back. Eriksson, Garnacho, and Højlund. And knock on wood, no big injuries so far in international break.
So moving around, Dogu's coming in. Right, because his suspension's over in the league, thank goodness. Mazraoui, I think, is going to drop down. So you'll probably do Lindelof, DeLitt, Mazraoui. I'm going to stick with Ugarte and Bruno. I know Casemiro's had a resurgence, but we're going to need the higher energy rate from Ugarte, even though you lose the passing. And then I think you might have to do, Højlund, Xerxes, unfortunately, and drop Eriksson. But what are you thinking, sir, given this 11? I think there'll be a little bit of changes, but a lot of this is going to be static given the lack of squad depth at the moment.
I like Eriksson, Højlund, and Garnacho. And Xerxes coming on later is better for me. I think Delo is going to feature at right wing back with Dogu on the left, and Maz is going to play in the back three as a center back. Yep. I think that's just the best option you have given the injuries. Otherwise, I hate to see that Heaven's out, but ultimately, that's going to be the decider. United, probably not the favorites. Or let's get into the odds here.
Not the favorites. I'd like to see Collier featured too. I thought his work rate's been excellent to see. He's like a guy. He can learn a lot from Casemiro, but he's got that kind of young man's work rate. So let's get into the odds, sir. Like you said, we are not the favorites. Forest, are the favorites. Plus 115 at home. Plus 240 for the draw. Plus 230 away for United. I think I'm up, sir.
Score prediction game. You got 20 points to catch up to me. I've been Mr. Right all season. Mr. Right. Haven't given up the lead. Forced away. What do you got? Score.
I think United. I think we lose 3-1 to Forest. Tough match. I don't think it's we don't play that bad because it could be worse. But I think Forest get our number on the day. What's your prediction, sir?
I would say Manchester United 0, Forest 2. Forest are going to beat us. They got the better quality there, the better team. They have the better defenders. United, I think, will improve, but I think Forest is just going to be a bridge too far for us at the moment. But it's still going to be a good day out because we have some big games to play in Europe, and this is a tune-up match because I do know Lyon ain't going to be as good as Nottingham Forest. So it's good to play against the Forest of the world, sir, so that you can get geared up for Lyon.
And we've got Forest and then City. That's kind of like a perfect, like, all right, warm up, boys. Time to warm up. Get ready to rock.
Forest is better than City, even, you know.
They are.
Yeah,
they showed that.
Yeah.
But, City are kind of finding their feet, as they always do. Probably too late, of course. Obviously too late for them to make a run at the league. But they might squeak into the top 4 because they always turn it on late. But it's a big match for United. If we could show up, that would be huge. It would be huge. I'm not expecting it, but even we could still draw or lose and have kind of respect on the badge. It's just like we just can't lay an egg. We can't go out there and concede in the 4th minute and hang our heads and just get stomped because they would gladly stomp us.
That's it. That's the podcast. You like the American Devils, please support us, americadevils.store, patreon.com/AmericaDevils. You can like, subscribe, comment below. Only 30% of people actually watch our YouTube channel. Subscribe. We need subscribers. We need comments. We need likes. Smash them all down below. Ask what you can do for the pod, sir. Not what the pod can do for you. It's been a rough year. We need your support. It is ARD all day, every day. Sir, give us our top 10 cities last 7 days.
Number 1, how you doing? Los Angeles, California, Chicago, Illinois, New York, Houston, Texas, Brooklyn, New York, Melbourne, Australia, Charlotte, North Carolina, Dallas, Texas, Dublin, Ireland, and Manchester, England. Appreciate all the American Devils listening week in, week out. Couldn't do without you. Big games coming thick and fast. It's going to be a very, very important April for Manchester United.
It's been a nice break. I haven't thought about
the
April fixtures, but this is good.
I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go, boys. We can win all of these matches. Step it up. Let's show up. This thinness in the squad is the only thing that gives me concerns, and what I've seen for the last 2 years, 12 years. This team, come on, surprise us. Step up in the moment, grab it, and it could turn the whole season around. That's all it takes. Just a couple performances. There you go.